Sex dolls set more boundaries than today's parents.
Dad's job is to keep your daughter off the stripper pole and your son out of jail.
Yeah.
But also don't screw them up with your own insecurities.
Right.
The average high school kid today has the same level of anxiety as the average psychiatric patient in the early 1950s.
Dang.
I remember my dad told me early on, he's like, Matt, it pays to think, not to stink.
Trad dads don't negotiate. They say, you will apologize to your mother. Don't make me turn this car around. Some things just happen because life is unfair. Clean your room, be quiet, the adults are talking, and it's not all about you. Meanwhile, in this country, parents strap leashes to their kids like they're escorting a serial killer on Con Air.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Billy Collins.
Matt Doje.
And this is Magician.
That's a jock.
We're kind of rolling on the Bill Maher.
Jock. Bill Maher.
Bill Maher train, because we kind of have, we were just talking, kind of have a love-hate relationship with Bill Maher, and sometimes it makes sense, and sometimes you just want to kick him in the throat.
Which again, I have
God, is that angry?
I've got a love-hate relationship with myself. We're a couple weeks past Father's Day, right? You're a father, I'm a father.
Yeah.
And we saw this, and it's Bill Maher.
Who has no kids.
Bring back traditional dads. I'm curious to see.
Me too.
And it says, this Father's Day, if you really want to give your father something he'll treasure forever, give him permission to be a dad, like dads used to be.
Yeah.
And finally, new rule this Father's Day. If you really want to give your father something he'll treasure forever, give him permission to be a dad like dads used to be.
Thank God I just read that.
Yeah.
And before you start in with, but Bill, what do you know about it? You're not a parent. Yeah, I don't give blowjobs either, but I can tell when someone is doing it wrong.
That's actually pretty good.
That was a knee slapper, Bill.
So no, I don't have kids, but I sit next to yours at restaurants. I see parents in stores kowtowing to brats like they're congressmen groveling before Trump.
40 seconds in, brought up Trump. They're
Already.
obsessed.
They love him.
Obsessed.
If he doesn't get in, what are they going to do?
He's making a good point in terms of trying to negotiate with a terrorist, as I say, or as a 5-year-old that I have.
I've seen a 7-year-old ram a shopping cart into someone's coccyx and the parent just shrugs and gives a look like, kids, what are you going to do? Raise them right. That's what you can do. For as long as I've had a television show, the issue of parents overindulging their children has been a topic of discussion. So it's not like it's new, but it hasn't gotten better either. We were talking about trophy syndrome in 1993, and then it was helicopter parenting, and then bulldozer parenting. And now we have gentle parenting, or as it used to be known, negotiating with terrorists. Gentle parenting.
Did I just say? I always say, gentle parenting is ridiculous. My friends' kids are so badly behaved. What that meant to say, my friends' kids are f***ing assholes.
Or as it used to be known, negotiating with terrorists.
Bill and I, same.
You have the same.
All right, Bill.
British author Sarah Ockwell Smith, who coined the term, said, the key here really is thinking, would I like it if someone did this to me? If the answer is no, then why would you do it to your child? Because they're a child? Would I like it if someone stripped me naked?
First of all, she has a hyphen in her last name, so I think we can go ahead.
She's either.
I think we can make some judgments on who her husband is. Let's be honest.
Or she's a serial killer.
Plop me down in a tub of water? No, but with a kid, that's just bath time.
I love the audience.
I keep hearing how parenting is so hard these days. Yeah, because you're making it hard. Gentle parenting. It's like a Taco Bell breakfast. The reason it feels wrong is because it is. And it's ruining lives on both sides of the equation. Parents, it's ruining your lives because you've made yourselves a butler to a 5-year-old. And the kids, because the results are in, and all this letting the kids run the show, path of least resistance child rearing, is harming them. The average high school kid today has the same level of anxiety as the average psychiatric patient in the early 1950s.
Dang.
A recent survey of employers found that about 1 in 5 recent college graduates brought their parents with them to a job interview. Our kids are crippled with anxiety because they haven't been properly prepared for a world that doesn't revolve around them.
I think, too, the world is so much more comfortable now.
Yeah.
So there is this, like, adolescence is a relatively new term. You know, if you think about it. I mean, the same thing as saying, like, men, what is it? I have to look at the study, but, like, the average 20-year-old has the same testosterone level as the average 60-year-old back in the 70s. You know, like, we are in a much more comfortable time. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if it's comfortable. It's just, it's not as masculine as it used to be.
When I say comfortable, I mean you're not having to walk. You're not working out on the farm.
Right, yeah. You don't have to worry about going to war. You don't have to...
you were forced...
You have to walk to work 2 miles up a hill in the snow.
In the snow, both ways. Like now, like we work out, but there's no life incentive, if you will. You know what I mean? That you had an incentive if you worked on a farm to be in shape. You had to be in shape. If you're a computer programmer or a coder, you're working. It's the aesthetics, the feel good, but it's not as if it's going to boost your career.
Yeah, because I see my son who's 20, and then when I was 14, I was in a tobacco field cropping, throwing racks on, in a tobacco bucket.
Right.
So it's like different. I started working in a hardcore elements at a very young age where he still, he works hard, but it's just not
hard. You have to be creative to work hard.
Yeah.
Like do you want to be a ditch digger one day? Well, it turns out, I don't know when the last time someone's dug ditches because it's all
it's by
mechanical now. Like I remember my dad told me early on, he's like, Matt, it pays to think, not to stink. And it's always stuck with, but it's true. But that's why, like, I work in an office, When I get home, I'm like, I've got to do some manual labor. I got to pull some weeds, mow some grass, cut down a tree, do something to tap into that kind of primal DNA.
You get that caveman mentality back.
You have to, because it's so easy not to. That's what I mean by comfort.
Because they haven't been properly prepared for a world that doesn't revolve around them. Exactly. Almost 10% of college students claim to have PTSD from college. The cradle of safetyism, the home of safe spaces and trigger warnings and policing offensive words. You're not supposed to get PTSD in college. You're supposed to get an STD.
Amen, brother. Just don't catch a KID.
That's right. That's the worst type.
Oh, boy.
The worst type.
That's a disease that cries.
Never sleeps. Costs a lot of money.
Why is it only the dude that has the STD?
The National Institutes of Health says that roughly half of teenagers now have a mental health disorder at some point in their lives, which tells me one thing. The National Institutes of Health is also part of the problem.
Yep. I'd agree with that.
The mental health disorder is on the part of the adults, not the children. The adults who forgot that to a child, discipline is love. And that kids need structure and authority. Of course they think they have traumatic stress disorder when they get to college if before they left the house, they never heard the word no.
Why do they keep clapping?
What he's saying is true.
Yeah, but you don't have to clap every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Now, he could have exercised this. Or maybe he realized he wasn't masculine enough to do it. But, I mean, it is traditional dads. I disciplined Jackson. I never want to hit him out of anger. You know what I mean?
It's out of teaching a lesson. Or
the Bible's pretty specific. Spare the rod, spoil the child. We have bath time at the same time. Like, if we don't do that, bro, he's a nightmare. And it punishes everybody.
Yeah, you do have to keep into
He's craving for that. It's like a puppy. You got a puppy like a year ago.
Yeah.
take him out the same time every day. Just be like, you know what? I'm just going to play it by ear today. No, he's going to shit on the carpet.
And he does. If I don't get up in time, he will shit.
You got to do it. Yeah, I'm on board with him. I wish they would clap some more though.
Never heard you're wrong. Never heard wait. A lot of life is waiting. Yeah, waiting for your boss to recognize your worth, waiting for love to bloom, waiting for your career to take off, waiting for your partner to be finished in the bathroom. Waiting for your porn to download.
Scott, how to take it there?
For your vape to charge. For the for the drugs to kick in. For your eyebrows to grow back after you do something stupid on drugs.
Bro, I trimmed my eyebrows today. Did the comb thing? It was like, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Young Jock was like, yo, that's risky. Like,
I got to do mine because I can see mine when I'm like,
bro, those things are eyelash brows. I mean, if that's not the most Bill Maher face, just
look at me.
It's almost like a turtle a little bit.
It's like a puppet.
He would be such a strict disciplinarian. I already know it.
Yeah. I'm sure he would be.
It's vital you learn as a kid how much of life is going to be waiting. And boundaries. Jesus, yes, boundaries. Sex dolls set more boundaries than today's parents.
It's kind of hot.
Can I get that?
This is why the traditional dad, the trad dad, needs to make a comeback. Not all the way back to the 1950s psychopath who never said he loved you and hit you with a belt, no. But just back to the dad who believes that because I said so is a perfectly legitimate answer to any question a child may have.
I love how the 50s are both glamorized and demonized.
That's right, yeah.
Did you get... Well, we did the video on getting spanked or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a badge of honor as a guy. Because, I mean, you've seen dudes.
My dad beat the shit out of me.
And if you had the surveillance video, you'd be like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought. But it at least taught you discipline, taught you respect, taught you consequences.
Until I got older, and I was like...
Oh, yeah, the older I get, the smarter my dad becomes.
Well, and then they just start taking shit away. Like, can you just beat me? Just beat my ass. Don't take my Nintendo or...
Bro, a good spanking is better than the strongest Ambien in the world. I couldn't sleep without a good spanking.
Yeah.
It's the build up to the spanking.
So I did, speaking of punishments and stuff, I knew if I messed up, they would take something away from me. So I started riding my bike because I knew my report card was going to suck. So I would ride my bike every day. Like, I love my bike. I love my bike. Fucking hated my bike. Couldn't stand the bike, but I would ride it every single day. My mom's like, "Man, you really like that bike?"
It's like I can't live without
so
it.
I would take the bike up to the.
It's my reward for doing good at school.
Like right up to go.
If I didn't do good at school, I know this bike's gone.
So, sure enough, report card comes out. They're like, "All right, we're taking your bike." I'm like, shucks.
Really?
Darn.
Wow, he's taking this really well.
The joke's on me. I actually started missing the bike.
For sure. What's up, Joker?
What's that?
What's that?
Just back to the dad who would never say anything as stupid as, "My kid is my hero." Or, "Where do you want to eat dinner?" Or, "One more story and then we really have to start thinking about going to bed, okay?" Yeah. Trad dads don't negotiate. They say, "You will apologize to your mother. Don't make me turn this car around. Some things just happen because life is unfair. Clean your room. Be quiet. The adults are talking, and it's not all about you."
I agree with what
But
he's,
yeah,
I agree
I'm
with what he's saying.
Because it happened tonight. Like, just that very thing. I was sitting there talking to my girlfriend, and her son just starts, Mom, Mom. I was like, all right, I'm sorry. I forgot I was talking to your mother. Go ahead, interrupt me. Finish your sentence. He looked at me. I was like, go ahead. No, finish your damn sentence. That you're more important than me to talk to your mom. He's like, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Passive aggressive. Works every time, all the time.
Well, we were at the beach the other day, and I was ready to leave. I'm like, watch, I'm just going to walk to the car. I'm not negotiating with Jay. He will never leave the beach. It will be 5 more minutes. Yeah. I'm like, all right, buddy, find a ride. You don't have to be cruel.
You just have to.
But you got to realize you're the adult.
Yeah.
Mostly, a trad dad knows he's your parent, not your friend. Hey, buddy, isn't in his vocabulary.
I disagree with that.
Your emotional support animal. He's simply a guy who understands the job to raise an adult who can survive in the wild. There's a long-running TV show in Japan called Old Enough, where parents send children as young as 2 on errands by themselves. Sometimes the kids cry, and sometimes they come home with the wrong stuff, but that's okay. That's how you learn. Meanwhile, in this country, parents strap leashes to their kids like they're escorting a serial killer on Con Air.
That was pretty good.
How sad is it that kid is wearing a mask? Oh,
yeah.
That breaks my heart. Yeah, I remember I heard one time, Dad's job is to keep your daughter off the stripper pole and your son out of jail.
Yeah.
And children are constantly tracked like they're the last surviving albino tiger instead of just another white kid named Liam.
They keep going to him. It's just like...
But what happens, what always happens when uber-liberal bullshit goes too far is it produces a far more damaging counter-reaction. In the absence of traditional fathers, teenage boys these days are turning to meathead misogynist influencers like Andrew Tate. Ever heard of him? Well, your kid has. He's popular with teenage boys because when we don't give them a masculine male role model they look up to, they go out and find one. And being teenage boys, of course, it's going to be the worst possible one.
I love Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate is a man who answers the question, what if Axe body spray could talk?
Andrew Tate would obliterate him in a debate. His dad was a chess master.
Yeah.
He's a multi-millionaire.
And obviously, Bill Maher has never done any research on.
No, I mean that's another talking point. And again, I'm not saying Tate's perfect.
Yeah,
no,
but
nobody's
still.
perfect.
He's so anti-woman, I don't think he even has a mother. I think he was born when lightning struck a jug of protein powder.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah.
He loves his mom.
Loves his mom.
Raised by his mom.
I think he has. Isn't he married?
He's got children.
Yeah.
He was put into Hungarian jail for human trafficking.
Yeah.
That was complete
Bogus bullshit
about TikTok. All the girls denied it. 4-time world kickboxing champion. So let's praise traditional dads, but hate on masculinity.
Yeah.
Pick a lane, Bill. Pick a dumbbell up.
And now he's your teenage son's favorite thinker. Did I mention he's a big Trump fan? So this Father's Day, let's give dear old dad the gift.
Just look at his subtle head movement.
So this Father's Day, let's give dear old dad the gift of being dear old dad. And also, shut up. He's trying to watch the game.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with it.
He speaks out of both sides of his mouth.
Yeah, but he's just so...
He's a commentator.
Yeah.
Which is, it's like I always say, it's much better to be a political commentator than a politician.
Yeah, and I got to remember, just like, the late Rush Limbaugh said, Rush Limbaugh's like, I'm just an entertainer.
Right.
I'm not anything but just an entertainer. That's what I do. I entertain people. Yes, my format happens to be the Republican Party, but I'm an entertainer.
One of my favorite quotes by Rush Limbaugh was, "There's a recession, I just choose not to participate in it."
So I gotta remember that when I listen to Bill Maher.
I do. Yeah, he does. Clearly. And it should agitate. If it didn't agitate dudes like us, we'd be like...
Well, yeah, we would have no...
Yes, I mean, some things he said, boundaries, clearly.
Because I said so.
I admire Jackson's persistence, his negotiate. I mean, they come out of the womb with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it can frustrate me. So it's like, how do I discipline him? How do I do it without beating that out of him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like saying, because I'm certainly not perfect. I think our job, again, dads, keep your daughter off the stripper pole, your son's out of prison, but also don't screw them up with your own insecurities.
Right. But it's funny because we have Ellis, or my girlfriend's got a son, Ellis, Jackson's age 5. And I'm sitting there watching him like, and he just says that he wants something, he'll just say it over and over again. I want a popsicle. I want a popsicle. I'm like, God, no, you're not getting a popsicle. He's so damn persistent.
You love it though. I'm like, why am I not this persistent in my career?
That's what I was going to say. I was like sitting there, I'm like, and my girlfriend's like, no, you're not getting it. I want a popsicle. Finally, it's like, okay, if I give you a popsicle, I was like, he just won. That was beautiful.
It was.
I mean, I hate it because he won, but
it's like the little Wolf of Wall Street down there.
He's like,
dude, I'm the exact same way. Because kids, it's a great golfer from Canada, Mo Norman. He said, winners focus on what they want, losers focus on what they don't want.
Yeah.
Kids, I think it's intrinsic. They are so focused on what they want that it clouds out everything else. So I don't want to be so no, because I'm kind of teaching them like your instinct is wrong. I'm not saying he should have a popsicle for dinner, but as a parent, you got to be creative. You're like, all right, we finish this, you get this.
How about if you eat?
We both win.
Yeah.
My mom told me a story when we were kids, like to get us to drink milk. She goes, now, do you want milk in a red cup or a blue cup?
You take that choice of
I'm
milk.
like, oh, red cup. She's like, she don't give a shit if it's red or blue. Like,
he's like, you're drinking the milk.
Moms and dads are the greatest salespeople ever. She's like, I just want to get milk. But she's giving me the illusion of choice. Oh, yeah.
She's the best.
Mama Dodge.
Mama Dodge. Guys, do us a big favor. Leave us a comment down below. Should traditional dads come back?
Can they come back? Is it possible?
In this day and age?
Should traditional moms come back? What do you know?
Wooden spoons. Here we go. Flying flip-flops.
Barefoot and pregnant.
Guys, do us a big favor. Subscribe to the channel.
Smash the like button.
And we'll see you on the next video.
Peace. That thing was I have been looking for this.
Is that your wall?
Yes. I've been looking in the butt crack of every couch and seat in America.
I can't find my God Bless America wall.
Oh shit, we are recording.
Oh. Leg press. It has like leg press and the kids get run around.
Turn around. I want to do a workout video. You know, going through like your 4 or 5 day split or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, today we got legs. And so there's a lying leg curl, and I'm just sitting here doing curls. I turn everything into arms. I'm like, all right, here, this is a side delt machine. I'm like, you really hit the medial head. I'm just like,
do a tricep kickback.
Just all arms. I think would be hilarious.